got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question and it's a doozy. It's a mamma mia, it's a hola, it's a si senor, it's a gracias. And it's for those only who want to work on themselves. It's not for everybody. Most people don't want to work on themselves. They love their hell. And they love trying to inflict hell on others, their hell. And they'll travel all over the world just to try to inflict hell. Isn't that amazing? Because their God is evil. So it's only for those who want to overcome their hell. And hell is fear and doubt and worry and jealousy and envy and strife and loneliness, suicidal thoughts, all type of false identities, misery. And there are people who love doing that. You don't even know the depths of what I'm saying because I talk to people all the time now doing counseling, and it's amazing what others have done to them, even in family members and places like that. Amazing, huh? But anyway, the biblical question, are you a memory worshiper? Are you a memory worshiper? Are you a memory worshiper? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, and you're not able to just sit and watch the show, and normally you would podcast the show, you still can podcast. But you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TaLk Stream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP TaLk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP TaLk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. It is Friday. Again. It's amazing how fast Friday comes. These weeks are going by like 90 going north. It is Friday, and every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Day. Kind of laid back day, no primary subject. It is Get It Off Yourself Chest Day. And every Friday, for those who might not be aware, because you might be new, every Friday is Express Yourself Friday.
Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Mad craze that's sweeping the world today.
Madness? What sort of madness?
Just before 9 p.m. last night, American Airlines, a jet with 64 people aboard, including the crew, collided with that U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
Here in Shiloh, first time after 2,000 years, we have real kosher red heifers.
She's just another white, bro.
Get away. How dare you come here to blaspheme the mighty name of Jesus? No, get out!
The president has promised his millions and millions being deported.
Yes. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
Idiot! Amazing. Nick, Anchor Baby, when you're doing that sloop slap thing with the black guy saying, get out of church, was that an act?
That guy saying, stop blaspheming. I really don't know.
Whenever
I would say that it wasn't.
Slap.
Oh, that sounds? Those were sound effects added.
Oh, you put
Not
that
even
there?
by me.
Huh?
Not even by me. The whoever made that video added those sound effects.
That's why I'm wondering, is the whole thing fake?
I've seen a video. I've seen the original. Someone added those sound effects.
So in the original, it seemed to be real?
In the original, there are no sound effects, and but in the original is cut up like that too, where it just starts where these guys come up and say, "Hey, Jesus is not white," which is already, you could take that both ways, like someone is making that up or that's real. Because walking up to someone at church like that.
But how did they happen to find a guy sitting in a church by himself?
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people just worship or just sit in an empty church. He looked like he was lying down and.
Oh, he was a homeless?
He was like this. He was just like.
Oh.
And I feel like I've seen people, just individuals in a lone church like that.
Oh, yeah? Are they Catholic people or normal Christians?
In an empty Catholic church. Yeah.
Okay. What a mess. So, I've said once, I said twice, and I've said 1,000 times that our battle is a spiritual battle. It's interesting that the spiritual world is totally different than the physical world. And it's amazing what's the difference between the two worlds. And I've told you that on earth, you don't see anything but hell. Even though we're supposed to take care of the earth, there's nothing but misery and hell. Have you noticed that? And the hell and misery is coming through human beings. And that's because human beings are evil, miserable, and love their hell. And they get false sense of power and so-called wealth from it. And they love their misery. It's crazy. And you see it everywhere now, in every area of life. And it's getting worse. I was thinking about reflecting on this crash, American airline jet and the military crash there, the military helicopter that crashed in D.C. And last year, or even maybe before that, the year before, I don't know. I don't remember now. Time has gone by. And I remember when they had gotten these black people and they were trying to put them in the air traffic control booth, and they were not qualified. They were put there simply because of their color and quote-unquote gender. And I'm like, that's amazing that they would take out the qualified white people and put in the non-qualified people and put all of our lives at risk in the sky. Think about that. You want to be able to jump on a plane and not think about the possibility of something happening, right? But now, and for the last 2 to 3 years, you get on a plane and you're very concerned about who is flying the plane. Are they qualified? And when you look and see that it's a non-white male pilot, whether it's a female, whatever race or whatever, you say, oh my God, are they qualified? And you see women in the pilot, in the thing there, cockpit, call themselves about to fly you from Ohio to New York. And you're nervous about it. They don't even look right sitting in a cockpit. They don't look like they can handle it because it's abnormal. And ever since then, they start putting these unqualified people in the cockpit and air traffic control and everything. Hardly a day go by. You do get some days. Hardly a day go by when you don't hear some near miss or something like that, or body parts falling off the airplane body parts. And we've been concerned about this over the last 3 to 4 years. It's amazing to me that human heart, including the government representative, they're no different than anyone else. Their hearts are so wicked. It's more about the money than it is anything else. Everything is about the money. They get what they call lobbyists, and they go up there to D.C., and they give the politicians money. According to reports, they give politicians money to represent them in the hearings and things to try to get what they want in there. And so the politicians don't care if it's pharmaceutical or whatever, as long as they make all this money. If they want to give you the wrong kind of pills and now fly airplane, they don't care as long as you give them money to represent you. And they will fight to get your cause in, and they're doing it for the money while pretending they are doing it for you. And that's so apparent now during this confirmation hearing that Trump representatives are going through. You see the angry politicians fighting not to get these people in because they don't want their money to stop. But this is human nature. It's evil. Human nature is evil, and it's worse than what I'm telling you. And human nature put on a fake smile, a fake love, a fake that they care, and they don't at all. And all human nature is like this. That's why we must return to the Father and receive the Father's nature, or new nature. Because our old nature, which is of the mother, and not of her, but the spirit that's in the mother, is evil. I notice how children can be mean and nasty and say little things to hurt the other children and themselves. And then when they become adults, they start hiding it and lying and and doing it, but it's the same adult as they were children. Same child, same adult. Y'all don't understand how evil human nature is. And you're not going to understand it until you can admit to yourself, you ain't got to say it out loud to others if you don't want to, but until you can admit that your nature is evil, that you are evil, your heart is wicked. Isn't that amazing? And the last thing that people can admit is that most people would say that they're good, and there's no good in them. So I'm like, well, what makes you good? Well, I feed the homeless. I go to church. I do this and I do. That doesn't make you good at all. That's not a sign of being good. Zero. If anything, it's a sign that you're evil. And so now, and when I say human nature, I'm talking about all people. Your wife, your husband, your children, your family member, your daddy, your mama, your so-called friends, your preachers, your everybody. And your PhD and FAGs and STD people and everything. Human beings does not have love. It doesn't exist. Not in human nature. You need a brand new nature, and you can and you will receive a brand new nature if you were to work on you. Look at the earth. You can see I'm not making it up. There's nothing good happening on earth right now. It is the Old Testament. It's as though Jesus never came. But fret not. You can live in the new world. You can work on you, and you can be made free and live in the new world, the kingdom of heaven within. There is a God, and there is evil. There is evil. Look around you. Look in your own life. Look how you treat people. You don't have to look that far. Look how you treat people, how you judge people with thoughts and sight and words and gestures and emotions. You judge. You wake up judging and you lay down judging and you don't want to get away from judging. You live off it. And you call it life, but it's death. So this airplane crash, it's no wonder there are questions now were this incident due to DEI. I mean, DEI is everywhere. It's in the air. It's everywhere. So your first thought will be, is that DEI? Will these people qualify? They reported that in D.C. and around the country, really, they said, it's been reported, I don't know, that air traffic controller people, they have taken out the white people, white men who knew what they were doing in air traffic controlling, and they hired all kind of retarded people, mentally ill people, handicapped people, people who can hardly move, midgets and everything. And the qualified men have been taken out. They are putting your life at risk to satisfy their ego. Think about that. It's not like you walking down to a post office or to the market, or you walking down to the bank or somewhere and you run into DEI people. This is in the sky. And you think that these people love you and you trust them. Just because they have a piece of paper called master degree, doctor, lawyer degree, or PhD. It's just a dumb piece of paper with no meaning. And it just make the people who have the paper egos feel good. They paid a bunch of money for some paper, and they run around talking about, oh, I got a PhD. And what they're really telling you that they paid a lot of money for a piece of paper. They still dumb. But you believe them. They say, okay, then you can take this, you can take that. I'm a PhD. I'm telling you what to do. I'm a counselor. I'm a this, I'm a that. And you believe it. You've given up your life. Well, finally, and hopefully we have the right president in our government, at least, who's going to work for us and not against us. Because these other people have proven they don't care. It's just about the money. I'm looking at how they yell, especially the females. They're yelling and screaming at the people who are up for confirmation. They're like screaming like angry mamas. I mean, their voices are whiny and loud and irritating. Like they're yelling at their children, which they should not be yelling at the children either. Are you satisfied now that there has been a crash? And it's being reported that it looked like all who were involved in the crash are dead. They have not so far found anyone alive, according to the report. And they have recovered some of the bodies, and they said that those bodies was in their seats, and they had their seatbelt on, so they had no chance to get out. Are you satisfied now with DEI? You still want, if it's true, it's DEI, do you still want DEI? Are you still trying to appease the minorities, so-called minorities, people of color? Are you willing to put your life at risk to make somebody else feel good? NBC News is reported, this is from NBC News, following the deadly mid-air collision between an American airline jet and a military helicopter, President Donald Trump put the blame on the Federal Aviation Administration Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Programs. Watch this from NBC.
Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration, this was before I got to office, recently, second term. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? These are people that are, I mean, actually, their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have. Brilliant people have to be in those positions, and their lives are actually shortened, very substantially shortened because of the stress, where you have many, many planes coming into one target, and you need a very special talent and a very special genius to be able to do it.
If this is true, this is the people who are working in your air traffic controller booth. And you're smiling and getting on the plane, and you say, oh, I'm going to make it to my destination, right? I was really thinking about this last night. Not really thinking about it, but reflecting. And I still believe it's so unfortunate due to fear that white Americans have cowered down to the so-called people of color and given up America to a point that you're letting these people fly your planes, run your air traffic control company, and put your lives at risk because you're afraid to say no to them for the fear of name calling. Think about that. They've gone from one thing to another. I remember back in the 60s when the so-called civil rights movement started, they were saying to the white people, we want to live in your community. We want to go to your school. Our schools are not good enough. Your schools are better. And they did that not because they really thought that, but they did it because the so-called civil rights leaders told them that. They were just fine with their schools prior to that. And then they went from that to the white people gave up their schools. And they fought, some of the normal white people fought back. But then the government, white liberal government, and so-called Republican government, rightos, they was fighting for it. I wonder how much money was behind it then. And then so the white people gave up their schools and their community. And then they said, we want to go to your cafe. We don't even like soul food cafes now. We want white people cafes. And the white people are like, no, 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 we've already given you this. No, we want to go in your cafe. And the so-called civil rights leader, Jesse Jackson, and Martin Luther King, and all those people, what a mess. We're going to do a set-in. They would go to church and hold a meeting and praise the Lord, saying, we're going to set in tomorrow. We're going to do a sit-in. And they would go sit in on the white people cafes and force them to serve them. Even though it was being reported that white people were spitting in some of the coffee and food, they didn't care. They were trying to control the white people till finally the white people gave in under the pressure of the government, to be honest. And then they said, the blacks would say, we now want affirmative action. We want to go to your school, but we don't want to have to work hard to pass the SAT test, or we don't want to qualify for it. We just want to get in because of our color. And white people are like, no, no, no. We have to work hard for it. You should too. We have to take an SAT test. We got to pass the test in order to get in. But black people are like, no, no. We want to get in because of our color. And finally the white man said yes to that. And then they said, we want to go into your companies and we want to run your companies. We don't want to have to build our own companies. We want to run yours. And then in the meantime, their community, everything falling apart, the blacks. And then finally, white people caved into the business. Okay, y'all can come in and run our business. And they start going out of business because the service was so bad. And now we're at a point, long story short. Then they said, we want the white woman. You won't give us the white woman. The white man protect his own woman. They won't give it to us because we're black. And the white man said, okay, you can have our white women. And then they want reparation. We want money. We want you to vote us in. And the white man have said, yeah, they thought Obama was the answer. I said, no, 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 don't vote for Obama. Obama is worse than these people. The worst thing that ever happened to the black was the civil rights movement. And it's even, because there's no such thing as civil rights, by the way. And now we're at a point where airplanes are falling from the sky. And it appears, I don't know yet, it appears to be because of DEI. I don't know yet. 888-77-53773. Human nature is evil. Human beings are evil. No one knows the heart and how wicked it is. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without. because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. Eight 888-775-3773. Welcome back. It's Open Line Friday. The Hake Report is coming up at the Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. The Hake Report. And from 9 to 11. And then at 11 today, a brand new time. Normally, the Father's Day is aired at 12 noon Pacific time, but now starting today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. A brand new episode of the FatherState.tv. I had a discussion with Adam Freeland, and he is a stand-up comedian and the host of the Adam Freeland Show. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
To be Jewish in America, it's the best it's ever been. I get to be a white guy. It's awesome.
Have you ever met any women who are funny?
My mom was really funny, but the answer is no. No women on earth are funny. It's just black guys and Jews, which is our dynamic, Jesse.
Okay.
Reverend, I feel like I'm doing confession right now.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
I feel like I've been on the hot seat this whole time.
No.
This is Guantanamo Bay. You got me in Abu Ghraib prison, Jesse.
No. At 12 noon, at 11 a.m. Normally 12, but 11 starting today, all right? And you can support the Father's State right there, thefatherstate.tv/donate, or locals.com. And then at 12 noon, starting today, the American Anchor Baby. And now the American Anchor Baby is from Monday through Friday at 12 noon. Normally on Friday, it's after the Father's State, but we switched the change around. We made a difference. So at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Energy given to him by God. He and Donald Trump have all the energy. I don't know if there is any more left because it's not alone. It's given to him at 12 noon. Well, he might after the Father's Day. What does that mean?
James is trying to clarify that I'm after the Fallen State, so if the Fallen State ends up running a little bit longer than an hour, I'll just be on right after that.
Oh, I see.
But pretty much noon.
Amazing. And then Sunday morning, Fellowship for All at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. All right. Let me just say this, and I'm done, and I want to get to your calls. It's Open Line Friday. Speaking of this crash in this American airline crash with a military helicopter, the Washington Times is saying in 2013, the FAA started using a biographical assessment to increase the hiring of preferred minority racial groups at air traffic control centers. Isn't that amazing? Think about that. Put our lives at risk for people who are not qualified. And what else is crazy about it is that, no, but the blacks are satisfied with not being qualified and knowing that they're putting people's lives at risk. They don't care. As long as they can get a thrill of pretending they know what they're doing. They do not care. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Sandra, a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Sandra, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Peterson.
You're welcome.
Yeah. First of all, I want to let you know I voted for the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope. Amazing.
And I saw you and Roseanne Barr. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that was an amazing discussion with Roseanne Barr. And you all can check it out on her show, Roseanne Barr Show. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. My husband introduced me to you a few months ago.
Uh-huh.
And and now I'm like listening to you every day.
Once you go black, you can't go back.
He said, I wish I had never introduced you to him. Oh my God. He's like, and every time he walks out the door, he goes, JLP. I'm like, yes, all the way.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, my palms are sweating. I'm nervous, but I just wanted to say, I wanted to relate to how you say women are evil.
Yes.
Because I feel that in my bones.
Yes.
And it's for real. Like I feel like I need an exorcism.
Yep. That's amazing, huh? Have you told other women that they are evil?
No.
And why not?
I just try to stay away from them.
Yeah, I understand. And do you want to overcome being evil?
Yes.
Because it's of the heart, right? And the way you overcome, you're taking the first step by admitting that you're evil. And now you have
yes.
And now you have to forgive. You got to forgive your mother because it came from her. Forgive your mother for what she's done to you, and your father for not protecting you. Have you done that yet?
Yes, but they both passed away. But
okay.
Yeah, but I know where it comes from. But now I'm shaking all the way inside, like I'm just shaking.
And meaning what?
I don't know. I don't know. My palms are sweating. I have anxiety, and I, just from when I thought, oh my God, if he answers this call, I'm like gonna freak out.
Well, this is what you do. In shaking, let yourself shake, but don't call it you, and don't try to stop it. You just be aware of the shaking. And the fact that you stayed on the phone, now you're talking to me, and you're going through the illusion of fear, because fear is not real. It's just an illusion. And now
I've been listening. Yes, I've been listening to that.
Yeah.
You've been saying that, but I don't know how to get rid of it.
You get rid of it by doing what you're doing right now. You're shaking. You can see that you're shaking, but you're not calling it you, and you didn't run from it. So now you're allowing God to destroy the illusion that you have fear. It's just an illusion. And He is destroying that illusion. And I promise you, if you stay with it by being aware, eventually the spirit of fear and the anger of the heart will be taken away from you. And it would be no more. It would not be in you. You will have a new heart and a new body. You will be made new.
Oh.
But you got to face it like you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I am.
Okay. You stay with that, and just now all you have to do, Sandra, and I'm telling you the truth. All you have to do now is just be aware of that, stay present, instead of lost in your head, believing lies about a past or a future. You stay present.
I try, but it's just so difficult. I'm talking to my friend all the time, and she says, "Are you behaving?" And I said, "Well, sometimes." And then, and she says, "Sometimes." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm just trying too hard to be nice." And she said, "But that should just come naturally. Just be nice."
Well, don't try to be anything. You don't want to try to be nice, and you don't want to try to be nasty. You want to get to a point to just live your life without any idea or plan. Because all your life, you've been told to be nice, you've been told to do it this way, you've been told to do it that way, you've been told to be moral and do this, and it has never worked. All your life, you've never been able to live up to what you've been taught. But if you get rid of everything that you've been taught and just live, then you will have life. Then you will live. So don't be nice. Don't try to be nice, because if you try to be nice, then you're going to try to avoid being mean. You're going to try to avoid being nasty. But if you don't try to be nice, you don't have to worry about being nasty.
Well, yeah, and then when I'm trying to be nice, I feel like I'm fake. You know?
Are. That's right. It's not real. Nice people are evil people.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nice people are the worst people.
Well, there, that explains it.
So
I'm just trying too hard. I'm trying so hard to be nice.
Well, do not try to be nice ever again. Don't try to be anything. Because when you try to be something, you're playing God. And when you're playing God, you become your own God, which is a fake God. It's not even real, but you become your own God, and you catch nothing but hell. Don't try to be nice. Don't try to be mean. Just relax and live your life.
Oh man. Ugh.
What a mess!
You think? I feel like a tortured soul.
And you are. Anyone that has anger is a tortured soul. They cannot know the Father with anger. They got to overcome the anger before they can return to God. And anger is torturing your soul because anger is evil.
Oh, it's painful.
Yes. But don't worry, Sandra. You stay with the silent prayer and watch those thoughts and don't call them you ever again. Don't say, I'm miserable. I'm afraid. I'm lonely. I'm this and I'm that. I'm mean. I'm nice. Stop identifying with evil. Don't call it you anymore. And it'll be taken away from you. And the reason it seems difficult is because you so identify with it. It feels like if you give it up, you're giving up yourself. It feels like you won't exist if you let go of these identities.
Yeah. I hear you.
So,
oh God.
You stay with it though, all right?
Okay, well, so what do you think about the law of attraction?
What is that?
It's like this. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's The Secret.
Oh,
it's the law of attraction, where your thoughts become things.
Evil attract evil, and good attracts good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that in marriage, marriages don't work because evil men and women are attracting evil men and women, and it doesn't work.
Huh. Yeah, well, I mean, I went to start to believe that thoughts become things, and that's when I started listening to you, and you said your thoughts are evil.
Yes.
Just do not think of them. You know, it just eliminate that.
Absolutely, 100%.
But I had before I started calling on God, that I thought thoughts become things. So if you just think positive, that's all that's going to come to you.
No, you don't want to think at all. Because it's hard to, you can't think positive. No such thing as thinking positive, by the way. But if you think, then Satan's going to give you whatever you're thinking are. But and it won't be positive. You don't want to think about anything because we don't know what we want. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we need. So if we don't know, how can we think about what we want? That's a setup. Stop thinking about it. You just live your life. You know, you want to stop thinking, period. And you want to know the truth. And you just want to live. Let life happen. Happen. All right? Sandra, I got to run. Will you call me again?
Absolutely.
Okay. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
All right.
I really enjoy your show.
Thank you. Do you obey your husband?
Try to. I'm a real bitch. Sorry. I don't know if I can use that language.
Oh, no. I love the word bitch.
Oh, I'm such a bitch. He'll say, hey, do you want to go shopping with me? And I'll say, okay, sure. And then we get in the car, and I'm an absolute bitch. And I said, thank you for inviting me to go shopping with you. And he said, you've just been a pleasure and a joy as a passenger. I want to drop the F-bomb. I'm like, you fucking asshole. I know I've been a bitch all day. And my husband and my friend said, if you knew you were being a bitch, then why did you keep doing it? And I said, I couldn't help it.
That's right. Absolutely. But now that your heart is changing, you're going to be able to be the right way. Don't worry about it, all right?
All right.
And tell your husband to stop lying to you. He needs to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, no, I knew it. I heard the sarcasm in his voice.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I got it. Right on. All right. But call me again, Sandra. I got to run. It's amazing.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Bye now. 888-775-3773. Super chat. Super.
over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Hey, Jesse and gang, says forgive yo mama. Happy Friday. Oh, the wall going up.
Oh, the wall going up.
Even if it's only a human wall for now. Lincoln Arms.
I think I heard, I could be mistaken by that, the military is rebuilding the wall right now. They're patching up all the holes in the walls, and they're going to rebuild the wall. Finish it.
It is a national emergency declared by Trump.
Right.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Forgive Your Mama continues asking, what does the great white hope have to say today?
Amazing.
American flag emoji.
Let me check.
I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth.
Amazing.
Indeed. Thank you, Forgive Yo Mama.
Yeah, thank you.
Nikki bought 3 coffees. Morning, Jesse.
Morning.
Loving emoji. Biblical question
Morning.
answer.
Are you a memory worshiper?
No, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to avoid forming opinions because I see that they stem from my memory of who I think I am. And I try not to hold on to any experience because my perception is also shaped by my ego.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Very amazing. Thank you.
Nikki's bought 2 more coffees saying, FYI, James, I'm a she, not a he. Girl emoji with a cute hair bob. LOL. Lots of laughs. XOXO. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug.
Amazing. Thank you.
Nikki.
Thanks for straightening that one out.
Krevin over on Rumble gave a Rumble rant.
You
Very
gotta
nice.
know how to rumble.
Never thought of DEI quite so simply. Black and slow, but deep.
Amazing. Thank you.
Very nice. Keysmo says, make Anchor Baby available on JLP app live. Exclamation marks.
It's not live on?
We'll have to
On
look
Punchie?
into that for, well, I think it's live on Punchie, but that's different from the JLP Live app. That's an
Oh.
audio feed.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have to check with Bill.
Don't mess with Bill. Amazing.
No.
Thank you.
Pastor Chatelet gave some subscriptions for the Jesse Lee Peterson Show over on Rumble.
Thank you, Pastor. You gotta know how to rumble.
JC bought a coffee. Morning, Jesse. And the experts JLP shirt that says, no, that was a question. I have to get on a plane Sunday for business travel. Can Trump fix it by then? Pray for me. Watch out.
Yeah, I have some flights coming up too, and I'm like, what? Nah. It really, first time in my life, I've been concerned about flying. And I used to love to fly. And I remember when flying used to be classy, you have to dress up and everything. But this DEI thing has me very concerned. Thank you. And I wish you well with your flight.
John, 3 coffees. Why does my money not feel like my money even though I inherited it? I need a little faith. Thanks. Praying hands emoji.
Amazing, that's for sure. Thank you.
3 coffees from Michelle. Oh, we gotta get.
Okay, let me take a quick break. Thank you. When I come back, your phone calls, and we'll finish the super chats and all that. Hate news, not the fake news, is coming. The hate news. And I'll be back in a moment.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job. And then I found you, and I started listening, and I started just being more at peace. And I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father. And it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world, such as the plane collision. Well, that's not still going on, but there's fallout and speculation and mess. And confirmation hearings for Trump's beautiful cabinet, and pain meds in the FDA, a sinkhole in Japan, and anchor baby propaganda. Not our anchor baby, but so-called birthright citizenship propaganda. This is the end of hour one of the JLP Peterson Show. It is Get It Off Your Chest Friday, January 31st, last day of the month. Rent's due tomorrow. AD 2025. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls, okay? Hang tight, callers. But if you cannot hang on, you can hang up and call back when you can, and it's no problem. And then other people can call in periodically just to see if the line opens up, or call in as JLP wraps up with another caller. It is hate news, not fake news. While America retains, according to the Commie Nonsense Network, a gold standard for airline safety, I think they're speaking metaphorically, and probably, I don't trust them either. There are stresses on the U.S. air travel system that have been apparent in a series of near tragedies in recent years and real tragedies. Aviation experts have warned that some safety margins have been squeezed by a shortage of air traffic controllers and congestion in the airspace over many major cities. What a mess. Officials are now operating a recovery effort at the Potomac River, the site of the deadliest commercial airliner crash in the United States in 24 years. There were no survivors, reportedly, after Wednesday's mid-air collision Wednesday evening between an American Airlines little jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter in the Washington, D.C. area. The plane flying from Wichita, Kansas, as you know, I believe, you probably know, was carrying 64 people, including crew. 3 soldiers were aboard, so-called soldiers, were aboard the Army helicopter. We don't know. I mean, I don't know how soldierly they may have been. Searchers have recovered the plane's flight data, no disrespect, of course, flight data, and voice recorders known as black boxes, which should help investigators in determining the cause of the catastrophe. Just a day before the fatal collision, another flight approaching Reagan National Airport was forced to abort its first landing and go around after a helicopter flew near its flight path, so learned Commie Nonsense Network. What a mess. 3 of our greatest president, Donald J. Trump's most controversial, meaning reasonable, picks for his cabinet and key administration roles were grilled, probably unfairly, in the Senate hearings Thursday. RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and Kash Patel faced sharp questions from demon rats, Democrats, and several Republican lawmakers in what amounted to the most direct skepticism from GOP senators over Trump's nominees to date. Vice President J.D. Vance expressed confidence that the 3 nominees will ultimately be confirmed, though he stressed securing their approval will require significant effort. If all Democrats oppose Trump's nominees, they can only afford to lose 3 GOP so-called senators on the floor to win confirmation. And pain meds, the FDA on Thursday approved the first new type of pain medication in 25 years. The drug suzetrigine is a 50 milligram prescription pill that's taken every 12 hours after a larger starter dose. It will be sold under the brand name Jurnavix. After about 80 million Americans, they fill prescriptions each year, right, for medications to treat new instances of moderate to severe pain, according to this study by some pharmaceutical company that's developed this drug. About half those prescriptions are written for opioids. Whoa. I'm James Hake. Now back to the JLP Show, Hour 2.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Day. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Mad craze that's sweeping the world today.
Madness? What sort of madness?
Just before 9 p.m. last night, American Airlines, a jet with 64 people aboard, including the crew, collided with that U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
Here in Shiloh, first time after 2,000 years, we have real kosher red heifers.
Jesus is not white, bro.
Get away. How dare you come here to blaspheme the mighty name of Jesus? No, get out.
The president has promised his millions and millions being deported.
Yes. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
Amazing. What a mess. My biblical question. The anchor baby put that together, by the way. What a mess, huh? The biblical question. Are you a memory worshiper? Are you a memory worshiper? You ever think about that? Am I a memory worshiper? Know thyself. And if you're out and about doing whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show, working out, no matter what, on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TaLk Stream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate, have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP TaLk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right? Amazing. I want to show you one thing. I want to show you one thing before I go back to your calls. I always thought that only white women were called Karen until this morning. I didn't know that they called black women Karen too. So, Anchor Baby, I want to go down to soundbite 31A.
Gotcha.
If you see this woman coming, I suggest you go the other way. If you see her walking down the road, you better walk across the road. Kind of like what Jesse Jackson said a while back. When he see walking down the road and see black people, he crossed the road. Not white people, but black people coming. He go on the other side. Well, this woman, so I want to warn you, go on the other side of the road or something. This is from the Daily Mail. A Karen was filmed trying to imprison a Lowe's delivery driver after he delivered a fridge she ordered that did not fit in the kitchen. If it don't fit, quit. Watch this from X.
Without the doors on there, it still won't fit. Your refrigerator measure at about 20.
Measure this refrigerator, please, while you, Mr. Handy Dandy tape measure man. Larry, will you bring me the tape measure from the other room?
So
no, I'm not. No. You can get your dispatch. Dispatch.
Okay. Listen.
Dispatch.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Larry, bring me my phone because I need Lowe's on the phone right now.
All right. Okay. All right. Look, I'm just trying to give you an understanding.
No, you don't. Sweetie, I have a doctorate degree. There's nothing for you to understand. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Phone.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and
get away from my door. Sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah.
No. Can you get your wife, sir?
That's not my husband.
Can you?
No.
We go out another door, bro. She is crazy.
You touch one god thing and.
Yeah, that's what I be talking about, man.
So, according to the report, this man went from Lowell to deliver this refrigerator to this female house, and the refrigerator didn't fit. And he's trying to explain to her that the refrigerator will not fit. And you see what happened. Now, do you believe me when I tell you women are evil? She has a degree. And listen how she's speaking to whomever it is. Bring my phone, bring the tape measure. How would you like to be married to that one? You know something? She won't let the delivery driver, go out the door, leave the house. Here's where the woman and the delivery driver got into a scuffle on the front lawn, and she appeared to be black. What the? Watch this.
Hey, go ahead and load this thing back up, bro. We gone. Ma'am, can you please get out of our truck? Please get out of our truck. Oh, they don't pay enough for this, dog.
She attacking him. She got his backpack on.
Me! Ash, let go of the bag.
Up, Larry.
Stop.
Oh, whoa.
Ashley.
I don't know. This man was. We was trying to deliver her refrigerator.
She grabbed Ali's bag and she got Ali's bag on. Now Ali's trying to get his bag back. Her teeth. Now she's crying, acting like she's a victim.
Take this arm out. Okay, no.
See?
No,
she attacking him.
No,
it ain't her husband.
What's in his bag, Ashley?
It's somebody else.
Ashley, what's in the bag? Come on. What's in the bag, baby?
Baby? White woman talking about what's in the bag, baby. What the? There ain't no baby. What the? Remember, we needed you, Lord. We need you now. What do you think about that, Anchor baby?
Wow, what a drama she put on.
Man.
When that other woman came in, then she put out the waterworks. You heard her fake crying?
Yeah.
Well, allegedly fake crying.
Why didn't they call the police on her?
Oh, man.
At some point, they could, even when she wouldn't let him appear not to want to let him leave the house, you can call the police.
For sure. She struck him a few times.
And that's kidnapping.
Yeah, I'd go straight. I agree. I'd like call the cops and go loud. She's kidnapping me. She's a terrorist.
Man, right. What the?
Karen or Keisha?
Let me see. They call her Karen. I always thought when they saw Karen, they were talking about white women, right?
Right.
Have you ever
it's
seen
an anti-white woman slur?
Have you ever seen a black Karen before?
I don't know if I've seen black women get called Karen, but I bet you they act the same.
This woman made Karen put Karen ashamed. White people don't act like that. Not that I'm seeing white women.
It's crazy because at one point when she was on the ground like that, he could have, especially after she hit him, he could have wailed on her a little bit. Not that that would be good.
Let me see it again.
Here it is.
Hey, go ahead and load this thing back up, bro. We gone. Ma'am, can you please get out of our truck? Please get out of our truck. Oh, they don't pay enough for this, dog.
She attacking him. She got his backpack on.
Me! Ash, let go of the bag. Shut up, Larry! Stop.
Oh, whoa.
Larry.
Ashley.
I don't know. This man was...
Larry is
we
no
were
help.
trying to deliver her refrigerator. She grabbed Ali bag and she got Ali bag on. Now Ali's trying to get his bag back.
When she cries, she lying.
I feel like she's
Take this arm out.
Okay, no.
See?
That's
She
not what she wanted to
attacking
do.
him.
No.
No, it ain't her husband.
Bag, Ashley.
It's somebody else.
Ashley, what's in the bag? What's in the bag, baby?
Shut the F up, Larry.
When she cries, she lying. She put a new meaning to when she cries, she lying. What the? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. The world gone crazy. Let me go to Bill out of Detroit. Bill, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well, Bill. How you doing, buddy?
All is well, Jesse. I have to tell you a story.
All right.
When I was in L.A. in November to go to the Men's Fellowship
yes,
and to your Sunday church service, you know that I always go to the beaches and I go all over L.A. and I throw around the mustard seed. I throw around that I'm in L.A. to see Jesse Lee Peterson. So I'm on the beach, and this gentleman sells me some Spam sushi. He's an entrepreneur. He's selling food on the beach. I'm at Santa Monica.
right.
And he asked me, how's your day going? And I say, I'm in heaven. I say to him, would you like to know the secret? And I share Jesse Lee Peterson's simple message. Give no thought of yesterday. Doesn't exist. Give no thought of tomorrow. It's not promised. Stay in the now. I share your message on don't think. All your thoughts do not come from you.
Yeah.
This guy posted it on TikTok, meaning the gentleman that was selling the Spam sushi. He has a TikTok page that he posts all of his customers on. I get home to Detroit the other day from Florida, and a guy tells me, you're viral. I said, what do you mean I'm viral? He says, you've gotten 13.6 million views and 1.3 million likes.
Wow. What the?
I'm like, what the? So seriously, Jesse, your message, I went and told one person on Santa Monica Beach, and now 13.7 million people have heard it.
That's amazing. The truth gets out there, man. You're putting it out there. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, Jesse, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone, the comments on the video are like, where did this come from? I'm like, Jesse Lee Peterson. So thank you so much, Jesse, for giving me the ability to share your message so that more people in the world can hear it.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. We got to put the truth out there because the lie has been there forever and it's destroying human beings. It's amazing how crazy that is.
Well, I think it's amazing,
Bill.
I thank you so much, Jesse. As you know, I've been following you since 2017.
Absolutely.
And I do have heaven every day.
Right on, man. And it's always good to see you at the end of the year at the meetings here in L.A.
Oh, you know, I come in a couple of times a year, maybe 2 to 3 times, no matter what.
Right on. Amazing. Right. Thank you, Bill. That's amazing, man.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, Bill. That's amazing. spreading the truth. (888-775-3773). Let me go over to Sweden and talk to Philip, heard around the world by everybody. And they mama, if you're black.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Philip.
How are you?
All is well.
It's an honor to speak with you again. I called in last Friday to thank you, and I just wanted to extend on that.
Right on, man. Thank you.
I grew up an atheist like most Swedish people. As you know, Sweden don't really have any religious or beliefs in God, which is the root why Sweden is in a fallen state, I would say.
The whole country don't have a belief in God? The entire country?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
For most people, at least.
Okay.
But that caused me to... but that caused me as a kid to... I was searching for something, but I just didn't know quite what it was.
Right.
And this led to a lot of slut making, which led to turmoil after turmoil after turmoil. And that led to a lot of alcohol and drugs consumption.
Yes.
And something happened to me in 2018, 2019. I can't really share it on air.
Right.
But it did... it caused something within me. It wasn't like a thought or anything, but more... It was like a crying out for the truth. And that led to one of the most intense years of my life, because I started to look within myself, and I could see there was something seriously wrong with me, and there was something seriously wrong with the people around me. And I started to question myself. I started to question my friendships and my relationships with my family. And I could see that I did resent my mom and dad, but that they couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Because my mom grew up with an alcoholic dad, and my father grew up in a very sheltered home, which me seeing that eventually led me to forgive them in my heart, but I didn't know that I had to go and forgive. It was like I could see things for what they truly were, but as I'm sitting here now, I can see that what I was seeing was good versus evil. I couldn't see it back then. Everything was so new to me because I had no concept of God, and going through this made me feel absolutely insane. And I thought I ruined my mind with drugs and alcohol, because I did tell people around me about my experience, and all they had was like this. It was like they looked at me as if I was a nutcase. And I stumbled upon a YouTube short of you in 2024 about your show, The Fallen State.
Yes.
I can't really remember what guest it was, but you were talking about that racism doesn't exist and that there is only good and evil. And it made sense to me immediately. So I started listening to you, and I heard your message about all thoughts are all eyes all the time, and that you had to go and forgive your parents. And after I did that, the understanding is skyrocketed, man. All the pieces to the puzzle have come together.
Right on.
And that's what I want to thank you for, Izzy.
Wow, amazing. You stay with it, Phil. I don't care what happens out there in the world, your family members, your children, or whatever. You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, and you haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
I trust you, Izzy.
Right on. Well, stay
I
with
believe
it.
that. I will, man. And thank you again.
You're welcome, buddy. That's amazing. Thank you, Phil.
Take care, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. You can be free, or you can stay in your hell. You can stay in your misery. Let me go to Jamie out of Pennsylvania. Jamie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going, man?
All is well, Jamie.
Good. I just want to say congratulations for all the stuff you've been trying to teach everybody, finally getting out there in a bigger way, thanks to Trump having common sense.
The great white hope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just that it's now apparent more than ever that it has nothing to do with racism.
Right.
The country's issues, and that's just another way, to keep people, from seeing the real truth.
Yep.
And with the affirmative action thing, with the trash and what. Anyway, it's like, that being done away with, or in the process of being done away with, it's like, it's the best thing ever, because you know what? There's nothing wrong with black people that they need extra special help or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right. They're like black people mentally retarded or something.
There's nothing like there's no difference. It's just the way the skin looks. So, and you know what that is anyway. It's just, you know, you need a helping hand. You were born a different color, so just remember who gave you that helping hand when you go to the polls. That's all it is.
Yep. Amazing.
And,
You're right, man.
I'm just happy to see more people waking up, and I know you've been on all this stuff since the early 90s. I went back and saw all the original Jesse Lee Peterson shows, and you had people on in protests back in the 90s. You were saying all this before, you know, you didn't just jump on some hype train. You've been on this same stuff. You came, you know, since way before it was cool to talk about it.
Yeah, we've been doing this since 1990. We started in 1990.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just happy we both get to see, we're both here on Earth at the same time, to see common sense starting to become reality a little bit more.
Yeah. And you're right. Donald Trump is having a major impact on bringing common sense back as well. A big way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No, I owe a lot of thanks to you as well, man. You've done a lot of good for me, so I appreciate you, and I'll just keep watching and being involved.
Right on. Amazing.
All right, thanks.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Let me go to Robert, our first time call out of Tennessee. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hey,
I want to
Robert.
know your opinion on Trump saying that he likes soldiers that don't get captured.
Say that again?
Trump's comment about John McCain that he likes soldiers that don't get captured.
John McCain likes soldiers that don't get captured?
No, his comment about John McCain, because John McCain was captured, Trump said he likes soldiers that don't get
I remember they were pretending that John McCain was if I remember correctly, it's been a while now, but I remember they were saying that John McCain was a hero, but John McCain was captured, right?
He was captured, but that doesn't make him not a hero.
And they were saying that.
He was saying,
Robert.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get an understanding so we can communicate about it. So they were trying to say that John McCain was like a war hero, but John McCain was captured, and heroes don't get captured, right?
Many heroes get captured.
How can a hero get captured?
Dying for their country? Or getting captured for their country.
But if you're captured, how can you be a hero?
It's the same way dying in battle can make you a hero.
How's that?
Because you're putting in your all before you die.
But how does that make you a hero?
Because, okay, I was going to change topic, but I'll get to your question.
Okay.
So, that part doesn't make you a hero, but it makes you honorable.
In what way?
That you put in your all before you die for your country.
But how does that make you honorable?
Because, what's more honorable than wanting to try as hard as you can for your country and then die for it?
I'm sorry? But they have drag queens and women, and they have black people who hate America. They have all kind of people in the military. Are they heroes or honorable?
Not all of them.
And why not? They're doing the same thing John McCain did. Why all of them are not honorable?
John McCain was not like a black person who hates America. He was a white guy.
My point is they were in the military. You said what made them honorable is that they were in the military. They were captured, right?
That doesn't. I wasn't saying that makes them honorable.
But so are the drag queens honorable too?
Depends which ones.
So there's certain honorable drag queens and some that are not in the military?
Yes.
What made them honorable?
Well, fighting for the country.
John McCain was a phony, fake Republican, and he was a loser. So as a result, they start calling him honorable hero, right? And Trump said that he was a hero because he was a war hero because he was captured.
Yes,
and according to this report, Trump said he's not a war hero, and then repeatedly said he's a war hero because he was captured. I don't understand that, Hake.
But don't you think that offends any prisoner of war, like any person who is fighting for our country and then they happen to get captured?
But what made that a hero, though? I'm not just calling that a hero. Why? How is that a hero?
We can get out of the semantics of hero.
No, I'm just trying. I'm not saying you're wrong or right about it. I'm black and slow, and I just want to understand. Why would you call a person who captured a hero? Would you call Superman a hero if he was captured by Batman?
Call who a hero?
Superman.
Superman a hero if he is captured by a black man?
No, if he were captured by the villain.
Oh, of course he'd be a hero.
If Superman was captured by the villain, Superman would be the hero, or the man who captured him would be the hero?
Superman would be the hero.
How would Superman be the hero and he's supposed to be Superman and he was captured?
If Superman has had a history of being a hero, but then he happens to die in battle, that doesn't make him not a hero.
Why is that?
Because of his history being a hero.
And so what makes a person a hero?
Saving people.
And so would a drag queen in the military be a hero?
Certain ones, yes.
What do you mean by certain ones?
Certain ones who have saved people.
And so how about a drag queen who has been captured? Would that drag queen be a hero?
It depends on what their intentions were before they were captured.
What do you mean by that? How did you know what John McCain's intentions were before he was captured?
Yes, I know. It was not good intentions.
And so why would you call John McCain a hero then?
I'd say because overall, in the big retrospect, he had good intentions, but he had bad intentions for certain times.
How do you know that?
I believe that John McCain loves America more than Trump, from what I've seen.
Why do you say that? How do you determine that?
It's just the retrospect of everything. I mean, Trump obviously doesn't really care about America.
And what is obvious about that?
Well, he ran up our national debt.
Can you hold for a minute, Robert? Can you hold for me?
Yes.
Hold on. 888-77-JESSE. Quick break. Back in a moment.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old, and ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I just can't even, begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this, and young men need to know this message that you're delivering because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man. All right, folks, this is Jesse Lee Peterson. I've been trying to encourage you to get your life right, get your career right, and get your investments right. And that's why I've introduced you to Goldco for your precious metal investments. And on top of that, Goldco agreed that we're going to do a special promo, give a special promo for my listeners, for the Jesse Lee Peterson Show listeners. Qualified accounts receive a 10% instant match in bonus silver. I want to repeat that. That's so amazing. 10% qualified accounts receive a 10% instant match in bonus silver. Isn't that amazing? So I recommend you learn more about it by going to JesseLovesGold.com. JesseLovesGold.com. Or call 855-344-GOLD. That's 855-344-GOLD. And by the way, tell them Jesse sent you. Amazing. What the? Okay, welcome back. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Robert. Back to Robert, who think that John McCain was a hero. What the? And he sounds like he may not agree with Trump, the Great White Hope. Robert, are you saying you do not agree with the Great White Hope, Donald Trump?
Yes, on many things.
How old are you?
19.
Oh, well, no. Oh, yeah? And so give me an example of what you disagree with the Great White Hope on or about.
He ran up the national debt more than any presidential term.
Okay. And what else?
Another thing is he caused the most division out of any president.
What do you mean by that?
He would throw insults all the time and basically, interrupt in a way that has never been done before in politics, and it's caused so much division. And
well, what do you mean by he caused division? Are you saying because people got angry at him because they disagree with him?
Well, when you're a president, you have the responsibility to to, package what you're saying in a way that's going to bring people together.
Where you get that from?
Well, it's been done in the past many times when America was great again. I mean, Ronald Reagan did it better than Trump.
No, the same people that don't like Trump didn't like Ronald Reagan either.
I know.
But so Ronald Reagan, what do you mean?
Ronald Reagan was way less divisive than Trump.
But the people that disagree with Ronald that disagree with Trump. But what do you mean you're supposed to package in a way that doesn't make people whatever? What do you mean by that? How can you do something like that?
Like, for example, instead of saying the left is all radical left lunatics, you could say that they're all misinformed.
And why would you want to say it that way?
Because when you're calling them all completely stupid, that's about the way they think. But when you're calling them misinformed, that's about what they've been informed.
Really? And so the left, they want open borders. They want the criminals to come in.
They don't want open borders.
They want the criminals to come in. They want crime everywhere. Is that lunatic or is that nice?
They don't want open borders.
Then why have they been fighting for the last 4 years to keep the borders open?
They have not.
They have. What do you mean they have not? The border's been open. Trump would try to close the border when he was in the first term.
What do you mean by the border's open? How can a border be open?
Robert, when Trump was in for the first time around, he wanted to close the border. Remember that?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you remember that he put up a wall?
Are you aware of the bipartisan border bill?
No. Stay with me first, and then I'll let you ask me that question. Are you aware that he tried to put up a wall?
Yes, I'm aware.
And are you aware that when Joe Biden took over and tore the wall down?
Yes, I'm aware, and I disagree with that.
And so, what do you mean the left don't want open borders?
It's not all the left. I think the majority of the left wants closed borders in the sense that they want border security.
And why do you think that?
Well, for example, most people supported the bipartisan border bill that was being passed by Republicans and Democrats, but Trump called in and said for that bill to be shot down.
But bipartisan meant that they were not going to shut the border down. The Democrat didn't mean that they want to shut the border.
They were going to fill it up with a bunch of security and officers that would have made thousands and thousands of jobs, and also would have...
Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe what?
Why do you believe that, what they wanted?
Because, why do I believe that that's what the left wanted, or that's what the politicians wanted?
The left and the right of politicians. Why do you believe that's what they wanted?
I believe the left wanted it because it helps the economy when you're letting people in legally rather than illegally.
Then why did they get rid of Border Patrol, the Border Patrol people, and why did they, the Vice President, I think she only went down there once to the border. Why they didn't do any of that in the 4 years while having control of the country? Why didn't they do that then?
Why didn't Kamala close the borders?
Right. Why did they put, if they were for Border Patrol workers being on the borders, why didn't they put workers on the border during the 4 years that they had control of everything? Why didn't they do it then?
Because Congress blocks a lot of their actions.
No, that's not true. They were controlling everything. The Democrats were in control of everything.
No, I mean,
why didn't they do it? Why didn't they do it?
Joe Manchin, for example.
Joe Manchin couldn't stop that. And then the other question is, why did all of a sudden when Donald Trump is running again, they knew he was going to win. All of a sudden, they had great concern about the borders, whereas prior to that, they had no concern. They just had open borders, and people came in from around the world. Why did all of a sudden...
It's not that they didn't have any concern. Biden did a lot of things to close the border.
Like what?
Well, I actually don't know the name of it, but there was something he did like around 2022.
Biden did nothing to close the border. As a matter of fact, he even sold the equipment that Donald Trump had paid for to have the wall built. The wall parts, right? He sold that. And now we got to buy all new parts, which we had already bought and paid for. And they had promised Ronald Reagan border security when he gave illegals amnesty. You remember that? And they never secured the border. They just been lying, Robert. Are you for open borders or closed?
But in terms of what they've tried to do, they have tried to get border security. You cannot deny that.
Who tried?
The Democrats have tried.
No, they have not. And their border security doesn't mean what you...
bipartisan border bill with the Republicans.
Their border patrol don't mean what you think it means. They mean open border. Let me ask, do you want them to send the illegals back to wherever they came from?
It depends on the illegal.
Do you want them to send the illegals back to wherever they came from?
Like I said, it depends on which illegal they are. I mean, I think that the majority of illegals should be sent back.
And which illegals you think should not be sent back?
The ones that have been paying taxes for like 20 years.
But which ones are those?
I mean, there's probably millions.
And where you get that idea from?
Well, I think that there's bound to be many that have been in the country for 20 years.
And where you get that idea from?
I get that idea because it's very hard to believe otherwise.
Why?
Because don't you think that after 20 years of being in this country, I mean, you've been in this country for way longer than 20 years. That
I was born in the country, boy.
People who were legally immigrated at the time.
I was born here. What the? Are you black?
No.
You white?
Yes.
And you don't want the illegals to be sent back to their wherever they came from?
It depends on the illegal. I think that the criminals should be sent back.
How do illegals fill out tax forms?
They don't. It's not like they pay sales tax and all that other stuff.
And what Social Security number would they use?
They don't have Social Security.
And when they cross the border illegally, did they break
That's why the best thing to do is to document certain ones.
When they cross the border illegally, did they break the law?
Yes, they broke the law, but
and does that make them lawbreakers?
Yes, it makes them lawbreakers.
And should the lawbreakers be sent back to wherever they came from?
Not all lawbreakers.
Why not?
Because it would help the country to legalize the ones that are good workers.
Why would you want to legalize illegal aliens?
Because many of them help the economy.
No, they don't. Because whomever hired illegal should be arrested too. Don't you agree? Or do you agree?
Say that again?
If a person should hire an illegal alien, knowingly hire an illegal alien to work for them, should they be arrested as well?
I'd say so with I would say that it depends on the situation, to be honest.
So you have do you have of a person knowingly employing an illegal alien who broke the law to come into our country illegally? What other situation you need?
I just believe that if you're doing something illegal with something that is like actually harmful rather than like crossing a border.
Is it harmful to break the law?
It's not always harmful.
Why not?
Like, for example, jaywalking to get to work faster.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that's harmful?
It's harmful. You may get killed.
Well, if there's no cars on the street, don't you think it's fine?
Yeah, it's fine, but you're still breaking the law. You can get a ticket. Would it be wrong for you to get a ticket if you're caught?
Oh, yes.
And so would it be wrong to send the illegal aliens back if they're caught?
A lot of them, you should send them back.
Yeah, if they're caught, should they be sent back for breaking the law?
I believe that certain ones should be legalized who have been here for a long time.
So if you got caught jaywalking, should a certain people have to pay a ticket, a fine for it? Or should all people have to pay a fine if that's the law?
I believe if you can get away with it, you can get away with it.
So, but should they be fined if they're caught?
I don't believe they should always be fined. I believe that there's many police officers that will just not fine them because they're good people.
We're not talking about what they will do, but I'm asking if they're caught for breaking the law, jaywalking, should they be fined? If they're breaking the law.
I'd say that they should only be fined if they're doing it when there's a lot of cars around.
Should they be fined if they break the law by jaywalking?
Like I said, in the situation where they have a lot of cars around,
Robert,
they should be fined. And
give me a yes or no, Robert. If they're breaking the law by jaywalking, should they be fined?
There's many different situations in this.
I didn't ask you about a situation. I'm asking, if they are caught breaking the law, jaywalking, should they be fined?
If they're caught breaking the law, jaywalking, yes, it matters about the situation.
Robert.
Do you know the situation? Like
Robert, if an illegal alien is caught, should he or she be sent back home?
I believe it really matters about intention.
Robert, if you got a girl pregnant and you didn't intentionally get her pregnant, should you have to pay child support?
Yes.
Why? But your intention was not to get her pregnant. Why should you have to pay child support?
Well, it was your responsibility to know that having sex with her would get her pregnant.
But is it the illegal alien responsibility or the jaywalking to know that if they're breaking the law, they got to pay the consequence?
That analogy doesn't parallel, but...
What do you mean it doesn't parallel? Don't use any white words on me. What is it? Should the illegal alien who broke the law to get here or the jaywalking person, walker, should they be paid for the consequence? They should have known better.
I believe that when you're jaywalking,
I didn't ask you what you believe.
Oh.
I asked us, should they pay the price? Should they have to suffer the consequences of breaking the law? Just like the man who made the baby unintentionally.
Like I said, not all of them.
So if men make children unintentionally with women, should all of them be punished, have to pay, or some of them?
Well, I don't see paying child support as being punished.
No, the consequence, unintentional consequences. Should all of the men have to pay, or some of them?
I guess I would say majority should have to pay.
But not all.
Not all.
And why not all?
Because there's certain situations like I'd say it just mostly depends because like sometimes the man needs the money and the woman already has a bunch of money.
Amazing. Robert, amazing call, buddy. Thank you so much. I gotta run because of time, but thank you. Super chat. Super
chats. Michelle bought 3 coffees. Let your light shine. Smiling, grinning emoji. Sing, JLP.
Amazing. Thank you.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Mike bought a coffee. JC, could you remind people why Rosa Parks is such an evil, nasty woman?
Who Rosa Parks?
She acted like she was so tired.
I was so tired.
Refused to sit on the back of the bus.
Oh, that woman, that female. Mm-hmm. She pretended like she just, oh, Lord, I'm too tired to walk to the back of the bus. And I'm just going to sit here. And then they pretended like it was, she just decided to sit there. You didn't know the NAACP had set that up. It was a whole plot. It wasn't real. What a mess. Thank you.
Spanky Spank bought 5 coffees. 1 Timothy 2:14 says, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor. And for Get It Off Your Chest Friday, hey, I odds honorary put my foot, white boy, in your rear. Thanks, wish you well.
What?
Because I said honorary, it should be honorable or something like that. I forget.
Oh.
It was a beef with a word yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I bought 2 Punchies coffee and a shirt. Thanks.
Thank you. I could just see Susie, I see John, I see Henry, I see Mary having a fresh cup of coffee, Punchie coffee right now, all around the world. Punchie's coffee. Check it out by going to rebuildingtheman.com/store. I have my own coffee now. What the? rebuildingtheman.com/store and get your Punchie's coffee. Amazing. Thank you.
And we'll read the rest of your super chats after in the next hour.
I got to take a break. Thank you all so much. The hate news, not the fake news. 1 more hour to go. Back in a quick moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of 1 counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
There is an invasion app invasion facilitation app called CBP1 for the illegals, the would-be so-called migrants who want to pretend like they're coming in legally. And that app is getting shut down, based. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Friday, Express Yourself Friday, January 31st, 2025 AD. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. But first, Hake News, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, thehakereport.com. I'm live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And then right after the Hake Report, no longer at 12 at noon Pacific Time, now at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, The Fallen State will be premiering on the Fallen State YouTube channel and streamed on the other platforms. Nice. And then right after that, American Anchor Baby. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, is reporting about those that pain medication thing that I was telling you about in the end of the last hour. This drug that the FDA approved. It's supposedly the first new type of pain medication in 25 years. It's called Suzitrigine. I don't know. Trigine. 50 milligram prescription pill taken every 12 hours after a larger starter dose. Sold under some brand name Jernavx. It almost sounds like a CNN promo for this drug. They're really pushing the drugs, and they're fighting against RFK Jr., interestingly. But this is for pain. 80 million Americans taking pain meds each year for prescriptions, according to some company that made this drug. Half of those prescriptions are written for opioid medications, which can lead to dependence and addiction if you don't do it right. I took opioids one time. I was scared to take the opioid because I'm like, I'm white. White people die of opioids. But I didn't get hooked. Unlike opioid medications, which dull the sensation of pain in the brain, Suzitrigine, I'm butchering the name probably, works by preventing pain-signaling nerves around the body from firing in the first place. It affects your whole body, not just your mind. Sounds scary, but they're all scary. I mean, you got to be careful. Anyway, that sinkhole in Japan that suddenly opened up on a road near Tokyo, you may not have heard about it, or you may have, has captured international attention as attempts to rescue an elderly truck driver drag on. On Tuesday, way back on Tuesday, part of an intersection in Saitama Prefecture, 18 miles north of Japan's capital, Tokyo, swallowed a 3-ton truck and its driver, a 74-year-old man. The rescue mission is now on its 4th day. Authorities believe that corroded sewer pipes may have caused the earth to fall in. Leaking wastewater may have eroded the soil even further, widening the chasm. Chasm or chasm, they said. Japanese authorities have asked hundreds of residents to evacuate as the sinkhole has grown more than 40 meters wide, which is pretty wide, 130 feet roughly. Crazy. Terrible. Let me tell you about these 33 countries. This is Anchor Baby, pro-Anchor Baby propaganda. 33 countries globally, global propaganda. Oh yeah, I'm for it. Grant unrestricted birthright citizenship based on jus soli principle. J-U-S, new word S-O-L-I, principle. Not sure what language that is. Maybe Latin. In which children born on their soil automatically acquire the so-called right, regardless of their parents' immigration status. Nearly all of those 33 countries are in the Western Hemisphere. While the vast majority of the rest of the world does not recognize that so-called principles. And it's a bunch of communist nonsense, by the way. Anyway, because CBP1, border app that allowed illegals to come in so-called legally, getting shut down. Nice. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question for this week is a doozy. Are you a memory worshiper? Are you a memory worshiper? Are you? Amazing. If you're busy, because we are heard around the world Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, 9 to noon Eastern time, heard around the world by everybody and their mama, if you're black, and everybody and their mama, if you're white. And you may be busy taking your kids to public school because you don't love your kids and you don't want to be bothered with them all day. What the? Or you're making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or you're running away from ICE. Or you're hiding in a Catholic church. The priest, the Pope is hiding you. Or if you just, whatever, land up at a beach, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, buy me on coffee.com/JLP TaLk. Buy me on coffee.com/JLP TaLk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Day. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Mad craze that's sweeping the world today.
Madness? What sort of madness?
Just before 9 p.m. last night, American Airlines, a jet with 64 people aboard, including the crew, collided with that U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
Here in Shiloh, first time after 2,000 years, we have real kosher red heifers.
Jesus is not a white man.
How dare you come here to blaspheme the mighty name of Jesus? No, get out!
The president has promised his millions and millions being deported.
Yes. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
Idiot! Idiot! Wake up, idiot! 888-77-JESSE. I want to go to first-time caller out of Mississippi. M-I, cricket ladder, I, cricket ladder, I, humpback, I. That's how you spell Mississippi. Georgia. First-time caller. Georgia, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
So I have a question. I've been listening to you for a little over a month now. My husband introduced me to you.
Uh-huh.
And I've been working with the silent prayer. and I am terrified to forgive my mother.
And why?
I think because I don't know how she's going to react.
And why are you concerned or even think or care about how she reacts?
I don't know. I think because society has taught us to care, and I'm having a hard time overcoming that.
Oh, I see. Well, you're right in that society has deceived us in believing that we need to obey our mama and do what they say and blah, blah, blah. But the reason you're afraid of her because you hate her. You're angry at her. Anyone that has anger has fear. And so once you face her shaking in your boots and forgive her for what she's done, whether she admit it or not, yell or scream or not, it'll be on her. But God will forgive you, and he will take the spirit of fear away from you. And you will no longer have fear. But you only...
Okay, so I just need to do it.
Yes. You're only afraid of her because you resent her. You have anger.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got, if you want to be free, Georgia, you got to face her shaking in your boots. Don't argue with her. Don't try to prove it. Say, hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you for screwing up my life. You turned me away from my father. You, whatever she did, you imposed your will on me, and I resent you for that. I realize now you can't help yourself. You couldn't help yourself. I'm sorry for being angry at you. And then God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. And if she said, well, I need to forgive you, you just say, whatever. I forgive you.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, that helps. I have a little 2-year-old. Me and my husband have a little 2-year-old son. So I know this needs to be done to provide a better life for him.
Right. And you don't need your mama anymore. You have your own family now. You're married. You have a child. God wants you to get far away from her and have your own family.
All right. Well, I'm going to do it today then.
And have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from her while growing up?
Yeah. Yes. It seems easier to forgive my father than it does my mother.
Yeah. And it's always that, not always, but most part it's like that because children, adult and young children don't resent their father. They yearn for the father. They love their father, but they've just been turned away and they didn't understand why. But they yearn for the father, so you're right about that.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Jesse. Keep doing the good work, and I'll keep listening.
Thank you. And make sure you start, if you've not started the silent prayer, rebuildingaman.com/silent prayer.
Yes, sir. I sure will.
I want you to start doing that so God can, once he change your heart from anger to love, he going to change your nature from an evil nature to his nature, which is good. So make sure you do the silent prayer so you can be still and let God just completely take over, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I wish you well. Let me know how it goes, Georgia.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Amazing. If you have fear of your mother, it's because you resent her. You're angry. That's why the fear is there. That's why I say go face her and forgive her, and the fear will leave. It will be taken away from you. Fear is not a natural state of being at all. Let me go to Tomer out of Israel. I love Israel. Tomer, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Tomer.
Calling from...
What happened? You clicked, Tomer. What the? I want to hear about the red heifer. Tomer is calling me about the red heifer. Oh, okay, he's back real fast. Tomer.
I was back fast, huh?
Yeah. What?
Anyway.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm back in Israel.
Oh, you back in Israel now?
Yeah, I already found a ticket, a cheap ticket, so I'm back here. And it's much better now because of the ceasefire.
Uh-huh.
And I listened to the show yesterday, and I say, if Jesse wants me to call, I need to call. It's like, even if I don't know anything about the heifers, I say...
do you know anything about the red heifers?
I asked a few religious people, Orthodox, to tell me it's a really serious thing. It's like what they say. They say about the third temple. The truth is like, you know how May is saying about Joel that he doesn't know about black people. I don't really know about this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like I don't know really about this.
I didn't know that it was possible to be a Jew and not know about the red heifer.
Yeah, you understand.
And the red heifer right over there in Shiloh.
Whatever. Really, I the first time I heard about these red cows, this was from the show South Park. Not even there's a show in South Park. They show the red cow, and I didn't even know what it's about.
Oh,
kind of a outsider about it. But I asked, and they said it's a serious thing, and it's like for the third temple, and they start to grow them in Texas now. It looks messed up to me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe ask Bibi comes next week to United States. I'm sure he knows a lot about it. He's really tight with the Orthodox people.
Amazing. And do you agree with me about my dream team? Donald Trump, Netanyahu, and Putin, the dream team.
I'm saying put the anchor baby instead of Bibi. It will be better.
And why not Bibi?
Next week, I told you he's coming to United States. Trump. Listen, Bibi is American citizen. You know, he has his president is Donald Trump. So now I'm calm. Before it was a problem because of Joe Biden, but now I'm okay.
Oh, so now you like my dream team? You like Bibi?
Still, Bibi is too much. I told you already. He's having a lot of issues.
But
I trust Donald Trump.
But he's just over in Israel. Bibi is just like Donald Trump. The liberal Jews don't like Bibi because he's an outspoken Christian, Jewish conservative guy, and they don't like him for that reason. And he is a nationalist, and they don't like him for that reason.
No. Right now, even the right wing doesn't like him because of the deal. No, it's not a good time for him. He had a better time. He's not in his peak now. You know, even his wife ran away. She's not in Israel already for more than 2 months. Everybody asked when she come back. Have you heard about the first lady who just in the middle of the war just ran away and doesn't come back? It's a bad look.
I'm confused, Toma. Do you like Bibi or not?
No, I mean, I want for Israel what is the best, and I think it's the best for Israel without him.
Without Bibi?
I wish him well, but not in this position because of listen. You can judge by the results. The results are not good.
Hake has a question. Hake, you know who Hake is, right?
Yeah, of course.
He has a question.
Do you have anybody better than Bibi? All the people who are criticizing him, are any of them better?
Well, the Jewish people throughout the years have produced a lot of great brains and great talented people. And Bibi is not, including Jesus himself.
But you're talking about history, but how about present day?
Present day, we've got a lot of people who are very, very talented, generals from different positions. Israel now is in a crisis.
Are they better than Netanyahu?
I'm thinking at this stage, anybody would be better. It looks like this stage we don't have any leadership at all.
Can you name one of them? One of them that I'm curious to look into them or something.
In my opinion,
yeah.
For example, even Bennett, the last one before Bibi, was
Naftali
we
Bennett.
had such a great time. Naftali Bennett. I think he's also an American citizen.
But he was weak.
We had here in Israel a really good time.
Naftali Bennett was weak.
I don't get the sense that Tomer really pays attention.
Yeah, it sounds like he doesn't. He doesn't even know what a red heifer is.
Yeah.
Red heifer, yeah, that's what he knows. He knows about the red heifers and about the religious people, but eventually.
But you don't seem to be up on.
You don't know what is living here. You don't know what it's like to live in Israel. You're in LA. It's 15 hours flight. You don't understand even what is living in Israel. That's what I'm trying to say. It's easy to judge from afar.
We're not taking that away from you. It's just that you don't seem to pay a lot of attention to what's really going on. So.
I live there. I lived Bibi Netanyahu all my life, 20 years. I know what is the life here in Israel. It's not a free place. It's not a free country. And the second we had this Bennett, it was much better, even for a glimpse. You can only judge if you live here. That's what I mean.
In what way was it better, out of curiosity, under Naftali Bennett?
There was no the greatest, the worst war ever in Israel history. You know, that's different times.
Are you talking about this
Hamas one? Yeah, I'm telling you, if you know about
talking
Israel
about
history,
this Allah war.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this Hamas war right now?
The October 7th that Netanyahu brought upon Israel is the worst. It's very, very bad. It's not like just you see the news from Los Angeles. People here are losing it.
Well, what do you mean Netanyahu brought it upon Israel? How did he bring it upon Israel?
He's only the Mr. Security in the last 20 years in Israel. So he said he's in charge, no? He's calling the shots. He's the head.
But how did he bring
making that decision?
How did he bring October 11 upon Israel?
7.
What?
October 7th.
October 7th?
7 or 11?
7/11.
So are you saying that it wouldn't have happened under Naftali Bennett? Or he wouldn't have gone to war so manly?
Under James Hake, it would not have happened. It would not have happened under Donald Trump for sure. And as long as he's there, it's getting worse. That's what I mean. I'm trying to tell you. It's okay that you find him strong. He has a very good image in the United States. And I'm sure that a lot of Israel taxpayers pay for the PR and also American taxpayers for his own personal promotion in the United States. But it's just an image. He speaks like, very coherent, and people like the way he speaks.
Yeah.
But that's about it. It's like the rhinos. You have the rhinos over there in the United States, and they speak amazing. They speak great. But eventually, their actions are just as bad as the Democrats, right? So I'm trying to tell you, that's what this person is about. And that's Israel is to be here. You need to know what's going on.
And did you vote for the Netan?
It was maybe one time, and 12 years ago, I voted one time.
Netanyahu been president for 12 years?
20 years.
More.
Since the
on
90s.
And off,
he was out, but he got back in.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The dream team.
I think since the 90s.
I don't wish upon anybody. If you want, you can keep him as far as I can see.
I hope that Trump can be the president for 20 years.
That'd be cool.
And then we will have.
I agree with this.
And then we will have the Great White Hope, Netanyahu, and Putin for 20 years.
I don't judge you for it, but it's okay. I like Trump. doing some good stuff, but still people. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I prefer Putin over Bibi.
Somebody want me to ask you this question: Do you believe the red heifers are pointless?
They're pointless. The red heifers.
Yeah.
The explanation is really not clear. I even asked ChatGPT what it's about, and it started to tell me everything.
Are you a real Jew? Come on. Are you a real Jew?
Want me to prove the brief? What do you want?
I was about to say, I don't think.
What?
Going back to October 7th, it might not have happened under Trump. If Trump were in office rather than Biden, maybe then they wouldn't have gone in. But I don't know if I don't know if Bibi. People are trying to say that Bibi let it happen knowingly.
Else, I'm telling you. Anybody else besides Bibi would not have happened.
And they say that Bibi's a warmonger. Maybe it's for the good, maybe it's for the bad. I don't know, but
he got to be a warmonger. He got to be that to keep the AbOuT people away. If not, they'll kill the Jews.
In the long run, it may be good for Israel. Who knows?
Yeah.
No, this is a disaster. You even see the deal now. You can see the real face. We did some good job in the north against Hezbollah, but the Hamas, which is very weak, has, right now, putting us in a bad position for this deal. It's not by mistake, and we don't have a choice. And it's a policy. It's a policy of not the military, the people who make the decisions. He's the guy who makes the decisions, and he messed up. He messed it up.
I don't believe it.
Come and visit him.
I will. I'm going to have to go back and visit Israel. Let me ask, Toma, when you coming back to L.A.?
Well, maybe I will go and seek asylum. Maybe Trump will give a few months, some credit card, something.
Amazing. Did you have a last question, Hake?
No.
Toma, thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it.
It was great talking to you. Bye.
All right, say hello to the red heifers for me.
Of course.
All right, buddy.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let me go to ARDENE out of Ohio. ARDENE, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
I'm not in Ohio. Oh, my gosh. I'm in Colorado.
Oh, they put Ohio. They meant to put Colorado. Thank you.
Well, hopefully it's not snowing there. It's blizzard here, but hey, go for it. I was just going to say, maybe you need to. Now, this is just friendly advice here. Lay low on the airplane crash. Bringing up as far as that it's a DEI. They haven't even announced the people that have passed. And disrespect to them.
You say what now? Are you saying that we should not? Are you saying we should not
bring up the DEI stuff? Nothing's confirmed.
Are you on a speaker or something?
Nothing is confirmed. No, I'm not. Nothing's confirmed.
Okay.
No, nothing's confirmed.
Are you saying that?
So why are you?
Are you saying that
doing this? Why are you? It's ridiculous to even bring this up unless it's a talking point for you.
Because I know that over the last few years, they have taken. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. They have taken away the qualified people. Even started with Obama, they took away the qualified people and put in the non-qualified people, and it's just been a mess. Unqualified people, and it's been a mess ever since then. I think she just hung up, or accidentally hung up. Yeah, phone dropped somehow. Oh, okay. Her phone dropped or something. What did they say, Nick?
I was just reading this report from Daily Mail. It was clearing up some rumors going around that it was a transgender co-pilot. And so it was clearing up that rumor saying that was a hoax. And this reads that the female pilot has not been named, but that it was this female co-pilot that was in that helicopter being trained.
Oh, it was. I heard that too, but I didn't know what to think about it, so I didn't think much about it. I didn't focus on it. But they said it was a transgender pilot, a man pretending to be a woman.
That is a rumor going around. Daily Mail is saying that's a hoax. That's not true. That person Joe Ellis has come out and said that I'm alive.
Oh, okay.
According to Daily Mail.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. We don't know if apparently it was not true that the co-pilot on that helicopter was a transgender. We don't know that yet. Amazing. ARDENE is back out of Colorado. ARDENE, are you saying that we shouldn't discuss the possibility of it being a DEI, knowing that over the years they've been putting these non-qualified people in everything?
When's the last plane crash that we've had? 15 years ago, correct?
I don't know, but that's not the question I asked.
Now, I'm trying to be as genuine as possible here, and I'm trying to warn you as a person to a person here. The last plane crash was approximately 15 years ago. Our air traffic, we don't know the conditions. We've heard there's a lot of rumors out there now, and it's all that it is rumors, nothing else.
Well, I'm not saying that it was a DEI yet. I'm just saying, knowing that they have done this to our country in the military and everywhere.
No, don't assume. No, you may know.
I'm just saying that Jordan went down the road and the horse came in.
One circumstance. You may know.
And then when the horse left, the cow came.
Okay, I'm warning you as
including the red
as a
heifers.
person to a person. I'm warning you. Have you ever heard of Alex Jones?
Yes.
Okay. Did he lose his whole business because of misstatements and things that got out of hand? Did he lose his whole business?
Satan. We are discussing the possibility. I don't know if
and he was discussing the possibility. What?
I put on hold. What? What an evil woman, huh?
Remind me of Andre a little bit.
What Nick is saying?
Yeah, his fire.
Nick is saying, ARDENE has smoke up her ass. What? No. That's an anchor baby saying that. That's not me.
He said, don't say that.
Oh, don't say that? Oh, too late. You should have told me don't say it before you said it. Right after you said it. ARDENE.
Get the snake puppet out.
We don't know if it was DEI or not, but we do know that DEI is all over the place now. And it's not good for our country. And thank God that Donald Trump is going to do something about it. He's going to take out, according to Donald Trump, he's going to take out the non-qualified people and put in the qualified. Don't we want the people that know what they're doing other than the people that don't know what they're doing?
We do.
So what?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
we do want qualified people, yeah.
Right.
I agree. I totally agree.
Right on. So we just want to make sure that we can get rid of all of the DEIs and bring back qualified white men who know what they're doing. And so that's what aren't you hoping for the same thing?
I want qualified people, whatever walk they walk.
How about qualified white men?
If they're qualified, yeah.
Right
if they're qualified, if other people are qualified, yeah. I want qualified.
I didn't ask about no other people. I'm saying white people. Thank you. I got to take a break. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Back in a moment. Your phone calls and super chats. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. Come by here, Lord. Come by here. The Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. And after the Hake report, the Father State at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's a brand new time start for the Father State, starting today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So mark it on your calendar. I had a interesting talk with Adam Freeland. And Adam is a stand-up comedian, the host of the Adam Freeland Show. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
To be Jewish in America, it's the best it's ever been. I get to be a white guy. It's awesome.
Have you ever met any women who are funny?
My mom was really funny, but the answer is no. No women on earth are funny. It's just black guys and Jews, which is our dynamic, Jesse.
Okay.
Reverend, I feel like I'm doing confession right now.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
I feel like I've been on the hot seat this whole time.
No.
This is Guantanamo Bay. You got me in Abu Ghraib prison, Jesse.
No. At 11 a.m. today, you don't want to miss that. And you can support the Father State. I appreciate it. thefatherstate.tv/donate or locals.com. Locals.com. Thank you. And then right after the Father State, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. Amazing, huh? Energy given to him from God. Not even on loan. It's a gift. And then at Sunday morning fellowship. Sunday morning fellowship at 11 a.m. Pacific time. 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. rebuildingtheman.com/church. All are invited. All are invited. And don't forget to support us. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. Make a donation, nonprofit there. Or you can call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. Thank you. We got a lot of work to do. We got a job. We got a lot of work to do. Let me go quickly back to the phones. I want to go to Todd, a first-time caller out of Arizona. Todd, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
So my question is, how do you forgive your mother when they are dead? Both of my parents are deceased.
As you get to know yourself, you're going to realize that of yourself, you could do nothing. You couldn't change yourself. You're going to notice that all your life you've been having mean thoughts, weak thoughts, or whatever. You're going to notice you had no love, but you can't help yourself. And when you realize that about you, you're going to realize that about your parents, and that you became like them. They could not help themselves. Their parents did it to them. And your mother, especially your mother, she recreated you in her image, but she couldn't help it. And when you do that, you will forgive them. Though they're dead, you will forgive them, and God will forgive you, and everything will change.
Okay, I understand that.
For the good.
So really it's more about doing the silent prayer and being open to that and just letting it go. Really.
Yes. You got to admit that you are wrong, you are evil, meaning that you have anger, you've been playing God, and you have not been able to live the life you want to live. And when you forgive, God will forgive you. And He will change your heart from anger to love. And when you do the silent prayer, you're going to practice staying present for instead of living in the so-called past or the future. And in the present, rather than living in the past, is where the kingdom of heaven is where God is, and He will change your nature and give you an amazing life. But you got to stay present. And you're going to be off and on with it for a while because you've been living in your imagination for such a long time. But eventually it will become the norm to be present rather than living in your head.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, so stay with the silent prayer. Are you doing the prayer already?
Just recently started doing that. I'm kind of new to your content.
Right.
I've been kind of a grace message follower for a while. So I back when I was 30, I'm in my 50s now. I read a book called Classic Christianity by a guy named Bob George. It was basically just taught the Bible. He didn't teach any denomination, just straight up grace.
What's grace?
Grace is the gift of God to us.
But what do you mean you've been taught and living that?
Meaning that, so I was raised as a Presbyterian denomination, what my parents were, and that was my understanding of what Christianity was. And then I never really felt like I was really that. You know what I mean? Like we went to church and we did all that stuff, but I never really felt like I got it. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel it. Not that your feelings matter, but
right. But what do you mean you were living a grace Christian life? What do you mean by that?
Grace Christian life, meaning that after reading that material and going through other workbooks that he produced, I had a better understanding of the Old Testament versus the New Testament, that the dividing line for history is not the birth of Christ, but it's the death of Christ on the cross and the resurrection.
But what do you mean you would live it? How do you live a grace life?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I can't really define that.
So why do you say you will live in a grace life?
I think probably putting a label on something that I don't know how to label otherwise.
But did you think you were living a grace life?
Yeah, I guess so. If I said that, I thought so.
But what was it about your life to say it was a grace life? What was? And I'm asking this for understanding. What was it about your life that made you think it was a grace life?
Probably because I latched onto that material and took on that identity.
Oh, but did you notice that nothing never changed? You were still miserable. You cry at night. You have fear. Nothing changed. Why did you think it was working?
That's a good question. Probably because it was different, and I interpreted that to be better, but actually it's not.
But at the time, you thought it was better?
Yeah, probably because I at the time, gaining more understanding or greater depth of understanding made me believe that was growth.
Even though,
but I guess, yeah, it's probably not right because, frankly, I mean, just like if I'm in the hot tub and then someone turns it up and it gets hotter, that doesn't mean it's better.
Right. That's amazing, and so interesting that you thought you were living a great life, whatever that is, and yet your life was miserable, and you lived that way thinking that it was, for some reason you think it was working. And the reason I asked that because I know a whole lot of Christians that they think just because they went down front and they accepted Jesus and they read the Bible, they think that life is, I don't know, they think life is good or they think it's better when it's really not. And they don't question that. Okay, if I believe in God and I say I have love, why am I so miserable? Why do I cry at night? Why do I have fear? Why do I still look for love? Why do I have anger? They don't question it. And it's the darndest thing I ever seen.
No, I agree with that. I think that's true.
And there's no such thing as a grace life. That doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think God doesn't call it grace. It's just
right
the message.
I know. What?
Interesting.
Well, forgive your parents, and God will forgive you, and do the silent prayer, and just practice staying present. Go about your day, practice staying present, and you'll see He'll take over, and it'll be amazing.
Can I ask you one quick question about that?
Yes.
So, thank you. So, someone accepts Jesus. They believe they're a Christian. So, my understanding is the blood of Christ forgives. All the sins are gone; they're forgiven. But we need the life of Christ to live, right? So, if that's true, why do we have to? I guess I don't understand how the forgiving your mother and stuff. What is it about that brings that life? Is it because we can't have the spirit of evil with us and God at the same time? I guess I'm just trying to wrap my head around that.
I understand that. But and I am going to respond to that. But what do you mean accepting Christ? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
So where did you get that from?
That's that teaching. Yeah.
And have you accepted Christ?
I accept him I accept that he's real. I accept that he's God.
Have you? Oh Lord, you just threw another monkey wrench in the basket. But let me ask: So they told you to accept Christ?
Correct.
And did that work for you?
No.
Did you think you had accepted Christ?
A what?
Did you think when they told you to do that, at any point, did you think you had accepted Christ?
Yes.
That's amazing. They made that up too. Ain't no such thing as accepting Christ. And you threw the wrench in by saying you believe Jesus is God or something like that. Did you say that?
I did.
And
yeah, so my understanding has been that it's a triune Godhead, God the Father, God the Spirit, and God the Son.
And where you get that from?
That teaching.
And did that work for you?
No. Well, obviously not. I'm still seeking.
Yeah. I want to encourage you to drop all that you've learned about God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Forget about it. Don't ever think about that again. Don't ever think about God again. You want to know God?
Yeah.
Stop thinking about him.
Okay. So basically, is that the silent prayer? You sit open, not acknowledge, but you watch your thoughts, let them go by.
Yes.
But don't think about it.
Not at all. Let them pass. Don't you try to get rid of them. Don't deny them. You just watch them. Don't put your will into it. Just watch it like you're sitting back watching a TV show. You're sitting on your couch. You're watching the movie. You're not in the movie, right?
Right, correct.
And it goes from one scene to another, and then it goes to a commercial, and then it come back. All you're doing watching, right?
Right.
That's what you should do with the thought. You become the watcher, and the Father will do the work. Because it's
But
the
no
Father
judgment
who's the right. No,
on what I'm seeing.
not at all. No opinion about it at all. And the reason I suggested to you, you stop thinking about God, is because it's the thinking about Him, and it's based on everything you've been taught. You've been thinking about Him, and that has kept you away from Him. But when you stop thinking about Him, you will know Him for yourself. Because the thinking about Him is just thoughts. It's just thoughts, and thoughts are keeping you away from God. Because He's nothing like what you've been taught.
Is that because thinking about it? So, in other words, so my premise or my base of knowledge if it's incorrect, the fact that I keep thinking about it, I keep allowing that back into myself. It's like a feedback loop.
100%. You're worshiping the devil. You believe in thoughts, and those thoughts have nothing to do with God or you, really, but you've identified with them. But God's ways are way higher than the thoughts you have in your mind. You gotta let you gotta watch those thoughts and let them go so you can know God.
I think I understand that. I have a lot of work to do.
Well, get started. But do the silent prayer morning and night. And during the day, take a moment, look around you if you get caught up in your head. And you will for a while. And especially when you're working, when you finish your job, come back to present. And just, God said to present your body a living sacrifice. And what you're doing is presenting to Him your loneliness, your anger, your fears, your suicidal thoughts, your doubts, your worries, what you think you want and what you think you know. You're surrendering all that to Him, and He will take them away from you. They're evil spirits. And He will take that. Don't you try to make them go away. You let them be. You watch that they are there, but let Him destroy that old nature.
And is that because in the moment, that's when we're present or can be present with Him?
When you're in the moment, you are present with Him, without a doubt. It's when you're in your head, you're present with evil.
Okay. I think I understand that.
Let me know how it goes.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir, for taking my call.
You're welcome, buddy. 888-775-3773. 888-77-JESSE. What a mess, huh? Let me go to Virginia and talk to JABRIL out of Virginia. JABRIL, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
All is well.
I just wanted to answer the biblical question, brother.
Are you a memory worshiper? Are you a memory worshiper?
Yes.
And why do you say yes?
Just the other day, I was at work and I had some music playing in my headset, and a song came on that took my memory back to a time when my grandmother passed away. And at the time, I was listening to this song a lot, and like purposefully listening to it to feel the sadness. It was really crazy. it was really crazy. Yeah, I would listen to this song. Like I would wake up in the morning and play the song and just cry. and think about Granny. Yeah. So when the song came on, when the song came on my playlist, I was like, I felt it, and I was like, I said, wait a minute. I said, no, I got to catch it. I had to catch it. Because I've been really practicing and working on myself and trying to stay present. So
nice.
I caught it, and I was like, oh, my goodness, this is crazy. And I just thought about that whole time period that I went through. And and it was really something. Like, you think you're getting somewhere, with progress. And when you asked that biblical question the other day, I said, wow. It was almost like you was reading my mind.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate you responding to it, and it's interesting too. But I gotta wait to put my 2 cents in. But I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and I got a question for you.
Okay.
Did you eat pork rinds?
I sure did. What now? Making me hungry. Amazing.
My uncles used to eat pork rinds all the time, and I decided I would grab some from the store the other day.
And they were good.
I got the sweet heat barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Amazing. Thank you, buddy. I got to run because of time. But yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. James, you ever had pork rind?
Yes, I have.
Nice.
There's certain chips or puffy puffs that those things remind me of anyway.
Yeah.
That like sort of pinch your tongue when you put them on your tongue. Are those pork rinds, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know. Is he talking about that, Nick?
You're correct. Here, let me show you. Are you thinking of these, James? Oh, my apologies. Are you thinking of these, James? Oh.
I'm thinking of church.
That's church. This is rinds.
Oh.
Oh, maybe.
Man, I'm going to buy some now.
That's so obviously pig intestine, though.
That's pork rind.
No.
It's not intestine?
No.
Skin.
Pig skin.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
My bad.
Pork
that's
rind.
the tail. Because pigs have curly tails, right?
No, that's the skin.
It was fried. It was cooked.
Don't listen to Hank. He's ignorant.
Evidently. Super chat.
Nice.
Super chats.
Chris bought our coffee. Those delivery drivers definitely have dropped their anger. They stayed very calm with crazy black Karen. ST blank you, Larry. Laughing face sideways.
What a good point. You're right. He did stay calm. They stayed calm with her.
Although, how do you get into a fight with her, though? Because didn't they get into some type of tussle?
Because it sounded like she took his backpack.
Oh.
And I guess trying to control him and keep him there. And he was trying to get his backpack. And she had it on her back.
I saw a white woman holding her down.
Yeah, it must have been a neighbor.
Nice.
But
she's a PhD.
I'm a PhD. Black women think they're important because they have a degree.
And that means that they know math and measurements and.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Amazing.
Gregatron with a coffee. Ooh, oh Lord! It looks like Jesse found a new favorite word: heifer. I can hear him now. What a heifer! Don't be a heifer. You can read the Bible until the heifers come home.
You're just a heifer.
She's drunk as a heifer, etc., etc., etc.
Amazing. Thank you.
Calvin from Ohio. To help the caller, Robert, the 19-year-old, those who are in the military where their color or sexual orientation, they have made the ultimate decision to sacrifice their lives for freedom for every single person in this country. Even when no one may know who they are, they lay down their lives for all of us. That is what makes them heroes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Another from Calvin in Ohio.
Amazing.
Also to support Robert, unlike Trump, for example, Abraham Lincoln never disrespected the South. He never bashed them nor called them names. He stood for unity, brought the country back together as one, and prevented a division at a horrible time in history, ultimately paying for it with his life. So, hey, that completely disqualifies Trump from being the greatest president. He's not even better than Washington. Shout out, Robert. 100.
The Great White Hope, for those who don't know, Robert was the earlier call. I think he was 19 years old, 18, 19, and he didn't like Trump. What the? Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kevin from Valley Stream bought a coffee. JLP, I'm going to go quit drinking alcohol today. Can you give me some advice and some help? It's been a bad habit for a long time. Thanks.
I wouldn't decide that I'm gonna quit. It's enough to know that you want to, but don't decide and just try to avoid doing it. If you happen to do it, don't judge yourself, and you'll lose it. It'll go away. Oh, mate, I wish you well.
Nice. Spanky Spank bought a coffee. How tall is Jesse? Google says he's 6'5".
I wish.
Chris bought a coffee.
I wish. Maybe the next life. Thank you.
We don't dox measurements.
Right.
Chris bought a coffee. Jesse, hear me out. It's time to bench Bibi and bring in Tom. Send them home Homan off the bench. Bibi needs to earn his spot as a starter back, and Homan has proven to be worthy of starting, he says.
Trump, Netanyahu, and Putin, the dream team. Amazing. Thank you.
John bought a coffee. They got guns laws in Israel. That needs to change.
Amazing. Thank you.
And shout out to the top contributors on the D-Live crew. Games for Rec, Joel Fridays, Mexican Cousin, Wolf336, and the rest of the supporters as always. And thanks to the top, the supporters, regular supporters on the D-Live crew as always.
Thank you.
And thank you guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. I absolutely appreciate it. I am so out of time. Open Line Friday was amazing. The Hake Report is coming up now. It's at 11 a.m. today and every Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Brand new episode of the Father's Day. And then at 12 noon or right after the Father's State.tv, the American Anchor Baby. All right? And I'll see you on Sunday. Get on the straight and narrow. Stay there. Stay there, stay there, stay there. And do the silent prayer. Forgive your mother and your father, and God will forgive you. Forgive your mothers, black people, and everybody if you want to be free. All right, have a good weekend, and thank you for your support. And and to the callers, I tried to get to as many as possible, but time would not allow it. Check out Punchie's Coffee, rebuildingtheman.com/store. Have a good weekend, folks. Bye. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old. And ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I just can't even begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this, and young men need to know this message that you're delivering because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man.